Hi, thanks for joining me today on this presentation on using essential oils for stress management. I'm really glad that you've chosen to spend a little bit of time with me today, and I'm going to give you some information that you can use to help support your healthy body, healthy immune system, manage your emotions, and really just help manage chronic stress on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to start a screen share here with you. There we go. So you should be able to see this. So my name is Miranda Carvel, and I'm a registered nutritionist. I live in Ottawa, Ontario, and I'm a registered holistic nutritionist. I'm a wellness business coach, and I'm a silver leader with doTERRA. Also a mom of 4. It's a pretty recent picture of me with my gang there. So I've got some little ones and some big ones, a couple of teenagers. And a little bit about me there in contact. So perhaps we've worked together before, or perhaps you follow me on Facebook or Instagram. However we've connected, I'm glad that you've decided to join me today. We're going to spend a little bit of time talking a little bit about what essential oils actually are, the 3 ways that you can use them, and how you can use them safely to help manage stress as well as mood and emotions. And basically the goal of this is to empower you to take some control over your health and your happiness. So I believe really that obviously there's a time and a place for modern medicine, and I'm definitely grateful for that. But as a natural health practitioner, I also believe that it's worth exploring natural ways to support your body before taking a synthetic approach or a traditional medicine approach, or putting those 2 things together in conjunction, because there are so many ways to support your body. And as a nutritionist, talking a lot with people, obviously, about food, there's different dietary protocols for different situations, as well as a healthy lifestyle and a healthy environment, as well as smart supplementation. So sadly, I feel like a lot of people have no idea really how good we are designed to feel. And unfortunately, so many people today are overwhelmed, exhausted, stressed out, suffering from chronic health conditions. And in my practice, I work primarily with women like me who are busy, who have kids, who have jobs, and who are just stressed out to the max. And, you know, when you're talking to somebody, like, you say, "How are you?" How often does somebody say, "I feel amazing, I feel fantastic"? You know, people say, "Oh, I'm tired, I'm so busy, I'm stressed." People have chronic health conditions, digestive upsets, people aren't sleeping, all of those kinds of things. Really, you deserve to feel so good. And when I work with clients as part of our intake process, I actually have people do a whole bunch of scores of different symptomologies. Like, do you have headaches? Are you tired? It's quite detailed. It takes about 45 minutes and generates scores that we can kind of assign to that. And what happens at the end, or after we've been working together for a while, people start to get results. They say, "I had no idea how bad I was feeling until I started feeling better." So unfortunately, although it's not normal, it's very, very common to feel like that. So if you're feeling a little bit off balance, a little overwhelmed, a little off the rails, rest assured you're not alone. And definitely there are so many things that you can do to feel vibrant and healthy and happy and strong and amazing. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today and how I can support you there. So just know that as a healthcare practitioner, I do help people use food, natural health products, and other lifestyle strategies to support their body and feel their best. Obviously, I'm not the same thing as being a doctor, and if you have ongoing medical condition, you need to consult with your own physician. And certainly if you have any critical situations like extremely high fever or situations that require stitches, you know, there is definitely a time and a place for that approach as well. And that really all different types of practitioners can be part of your wellness team. And it's not a one or the other, but definitely there's a lot of things that natural healthcare can do to support you no matter who else is on your wellness team, or no matter what your specific circumstances are. There are some sort of fundamentals of a healthy lifestyle, okay? So I want to just sort of touch a little bit on all of these things. But what I want you to be thinking about are, what are some of your concerns when it comes to your personal health or your family's health? Where are some areas where maybe you want to learn a little more or do a little better? Or what are some of your personal goals, okay? For a lot of my clients, it's more energy and less stress and better sleep. It's weight management, it's sometimes skin. And a lot of the strategies that we employ for all of those things are actually, there's a lot of commonalities, which is really great. So when we start to address one, we're actually addressing multiple things at once. So a really important part of that foundation is eating well. Okay, on here it says eat right. It means eat right for you. It's not necessarily the same for everybody, but definitely having that foundation of lots of vegetables and healthy fats and whole foods, fresh foods is a really, really important foundation. And if you get your diet dialed in, that is going to really, really provide you with a strong base for a healthy lifestyle. Exercise is also an important component. This isn't about burning calories or burning off what you eat. Okay, this is just about moving your body in any way that feels good for you, to move, support your muscles and strong bones, your respiratory system, your cardiovascular system. For stress management, which is the next component, exercise can be an important part of that. And that can be anything that you enjoy that's pleasurable for you, that you can fit into your lifestyle, that involves moving your body. Rest and stress management. This is a huge and sometimes often really challenging piece of the puzzle. And this is what we're going to be focusing on today. And I do private weight loss coaching, and when I work with clients, they're often surprised that we're not just talking about food. And that's because stress has an impact on your hormones, which has an impact on your weight. Okay, lack of sleep is tied to chronic health conditions and increased weight. And sometimes this is the most challenging piece of the puzzle for people to put into place. But it's really, really important to feel your best, your happiest, and your healthiest. So that's what we're going to focus on today. Also is reducing your toxic load. So we are actually exposed to a lot of chemicals in our environment, and some of those things are not under our control, but a lot of them are. And unfortunately, a lot of our personal care products, things like air fresheners and candles, things like laundry soap, all of these things that are in our environment, they increase our toxic load. They include ingredients that are not good for our body, potential carcinogens, certain endocrine disruptors, which are substances that have a hormone-like effect on the body and can actually have an impact on your hormone balance and your weight and all kinds of things. So just making people aware that there are easy switches that we can do for some of these things. It does not have to involve making your own homemade organic grass-fed laundry soap, right? There's better options out there where you can easily just switch one thing for another. So that's an important piece of the puzzle as well. So I want you to take a little minute and we're just going to do a little health check-in. And this is just a little personal inventory, okay? You can keep this to yourself. You don't have to share it with me. But I want you to just take a minute and just reflect on these questions and think about how you feel with the state of your present health. So the first thing is the physical body, which might be the first place you go when you think about health. But how does your body feel on a day-to-day basis? Do you have enough and consistent energy? Do you wake up in the morning feeling rested? Do you feel like you have enough energy to get through your whole entire day? How do you feel energy-wise? Do you have the strength you need to do the things you want to do in your day-to-day life? You know, bringing in the groceries and carrying the kids and things like that. Do you have pain, muscle pain, joint pain, headaches, things like that? How do you feel on a day-to-day basis? Do you feel great? I hope you do. The next one is a spiritual component, and that has different meanings for different people, but just how do you feel in terms of your relationships, in terms of your relationship with yourself, because self-care is a really important part of a wellness protocol. Do you feel connected to whatever you feel your purpose is in life? You know, just how do you feel emotionally and spiritually, okay? And then emotionally, do you feel in control of your emotions? Do you feel stable and calm and able to deal with things as they come? So this isn't about judgment or criticism or anything like this. It's just a little personal inventory because we can't know where we're going until we know where we are right now. So, and again, the end result here, it's not about perfection or changing your whole life overnight. It's just about progressing, learning a little more at a time, and just doing better. You know, when we know better, we do better. And a lot of times it's just about small healthy habits, right? If you're here from my Facebook group, it's called Healthy Habits Community. It's about small and sustainable changes to kind of just get us where we want to go. So now we're going to get into a little bit about what exactly essential oils are and how you can use them. So maybe you've experienced essential oils before, or maybe this is all completely new to you. I know personally, I saw a lot of my peers, other nutritionists and healthcare practitioners using essential oils with their clients, using them at home and talking about them all the time. But I'll tell you honestly, I didn't really know exactly what they were, right? So I have a bottle of essential oil here, and it's full of a liquidy something, right? Well, you know, if I take a bottle of lemon oil, for example, like I didn't really know what part of the lemon is that. It's not the juice, obviously, but like, where does it come from? Well, essential oils are actually, they're aromatic compounds, and they come from different parts of plants. So it could be leaves or stems or leaves or roots. In the case of citrus oils, it comes from the rind. So if you've ever peeled an orange and you get that mist that comes off and that really amazing aroma, you've experienced an essential oil. So for the citrus oils like orange and lemon and grapefruit and tangerine, they're actually cold pressed from the rinds. So it's sort of similar to like how you would make olive oil. And then the other essential oils are steam distilled. So the oil is, it's removed via a low heat steam distillation process. And then the steam, the moisture from the steam and the oils are separated and the oils are bottled. So if you look on the left-hand side of this slide here, you can see that there's a high resolution zoom in illustration of a peppermint leaf. So we have peppermint essential oils. It's not the same as an herb, and it's not just like a whole bunch of pureed or ground up peppermint leaves. When you look closely at the high resolution image of the leaf, you can see those little sacs on there. And the essential oil is actually in those sacs. So this is pretty cool because plants, just like us, they have essentially an immune system, right? Plants need to survive against natural predators in the environment and all of that kind of stuff in the wild, just like animals. They don't have feet to run away from things. So they have different mechanisms for supporting themselves, for supporting their health, for defending against predators. And those have evolved over time depending like where in the world the oils, the plants grow indigenously. And the essential oil compounds actually contain some of this information. And it's really cool because it can actually affect us on a cellular level. Our bodies understand this information and know what to do with them. So essential oils are very, very potent, very, very concentrated. So this is a 15 milliliter bottle. You can see it's not too big here. And on average, this size bottle would have 385 drops of essential oil. When you're using an oil, you're going to be using usually 1 to 2 drops at a time. So this is actually quite a lot of essential oil, much more concentrated than herbs. So you may have used peppermint tea before, which is peppermint leaves that have been dried and put in a tea bag, like in the illustration there, for like upset stomach or just for a pleasant experience. Well, 1 drop of essential oil is actually equal to nearly 30 cups of peppermint tea. So that's pretty crazy. They're much, much more concentrated. And again, they interface with us on a cellular level, which is really cool, particularly when we get into talking about emotions, because they can actually interact with our neurotransmitters and It's pretty amazing. So just like supplements, there's different grades of essential oils. And just like with supplements, unfortunately, there's not a lot of labeling laws in North America regarding essential oils. So just like with supplements, you really have to do your research, and brand and quality really matter. So there are synthetic essential oils, and this is what a lot of them, especially the lower priced oils on the market, actually are. So it may say that it's 100% pure on the label. However, if the synthetic molecular structure pattern that it makes, right, if that lines up is the same as the naturally occurring one, it's allowed to be labeled as 100% pure, even though it can be completely synthetic. And those are not going to affect our bodies the same way. So the company that I've partnered with is doTERRA Essential Oils, which is a certified therapeutic grade essential oil. So they are extremely pure and extremely potent. They're free of pesticides and contaminants, which is very important. Just like with our food choices, it's important what we put in and on our bodies. The materials are tested at various stages, including harvest and processing and finished product, so that what is on the label is actually what is in the bottle, which is extremely important, right? If I'm making recommendations for oils or supplements for my clients, it's important that they're getting exactly what I recommended in order to get the results that we desire, right? And they are sourced worldwide wherever the plant grows naturally and optimally. So, you know, you may be familiar with the concept of eating locally, and it's important for a lot of reasons, right? One of those reasons is that when the food is grown in its natural soil, in its natural climate where it's meant to grow, don't you notice a difference in the taste, right? I live in Ontario. If I eat a fresh Ontario tomato in the summer when it's super ripe, it tastes really different than a tomato that I got from the grocery store that's been shipped across the world, right? Or that was, you know, farmed somewhere in a climate or land where it's not meant to grow naturally. It's kind of the same concept. When the plants are harvested from where they grow naturally, where they are indigenously, they have that immune system that has naturally evolved for their environment. And so it makes a big difference in terms of potency and optimal effectiveness. It's really important. Another thing I really love about doTERRA is the co-impact sourcing program. This creates jobs and stimulates local economies all over the world. So your oils are harvested, right? And the farmers are paid a fair living wage, which isn't always the case in a lot of countries around the world. Really creating tens of thousands of jobs all over and creating a big impact in communities. So as a conscientious consumer, this is something that's really important to me personally as well. So now we're going to talk about the 3 ways that you can use essential oils, aromatically, topically, and internally. The first way is aromatically, and this is a very intuitive way to experience a lot of essential oils. And this is just a way really of saying smelling it. You're going to breathe it in and smell essential oils. It's a way to experience oils very quickly. So one way that we do that is with a cold air diffuser. So this has a reservoir where you can put water and a couple of drops of essential oils. This little guy here will run for 4 hours and uses only 4 drops of essential oil. Cool mist comes out the top, creates a really lovely smell. It's a great way to experience essential oils. If you don't have a diffuser, you can simply do the cupping method, which is where we take a drop of oil on our hand, we rub it together, and just do this. Just like the lovely model's doing, much prettier than I am, but breathe it in and it's instant. You feel that right away, okay? And it's because smell is actually really powerful. When you inhale through the nose, it hits the olfactory cells or the nerves in your nasal cavity, these molecules bind to receptors in there and send signals to your limbic area, right? So this is an important center in your brain that controls memory and emotions and hormones and all kinds of things. So it's really tied to memory. That's why you might have experienced, a certain smell really taking you to a certain memory in time. It's because those two things are really, really connected. It can also elevate your happy hormones, your endorphins, serotonin, and dopamine, and it's a very, very quick reaction in the body. Love it. The next way that you can use essential oils is topically. So this is simply just applying it to your skin. Essential oils are really easily absorbed into the skin, and it's a really great way to support your health, and many can be used topically. So most of the time you're going to want to be diluting your essential oils in what's called a carrier oil, which is just to say a way of saying another oil to spread and move that oil around. The molecules in essential oils are really small, and they're absorbed through the skin into the bloodstream, okay? What's put on our skin is absorbed into the bloodstream in about 6 seconds. That's why it's really important to make good choices when it comes to your personal care products. By diluting with a carrier oil, you can have a greater surface area when using them topically, okay? So you're gonna get better absorption because it's across a larger area. Some oils could cause a skin reaction, so diluting it makes that a more pleasant or safer experience. It's a way to use essential oils with kids as well, where they may not need quite as much, and it's also a way just to address a larger area if you're using essential oils for skin health or for digestive health, or where you might be applying it on your abdomen, or sore muscles where you might be applying it on a larger area. You can actually spread it around a lot further because, again, they're very potent and you only want to be using 1 to 2 drops at a time most of the time. So diluting it in a carrier oil is the way to go. So some oils can be used safely without one. I use fractionated coconut oil, which is just oil that stays liquid at room temperature. I like this because it's very quickly absorbed. It doesn't leave your skin feeling greasy, but you can absolutely use a good quality olive oil, avocado oil, almond oil, or whatever it is that you have in your house. And the third way to use essential oils is internally. So this could be taking it as a supplement, it could be adding it to your water, and there's a number of reasons why you would want to use some oils internally. So this is not for all oils, they're not all safe to be used internally, and it's not for all brands. So doTERRA oils with the therapeutic grade, they are approved for internal use, but that's not the case with all brands, and it can actually be really dangerous with some of the synthetic or other brands. And they'll say on them not for internal use. Some of them will even say don't apply to skin, which is kind of scary. So not all brands and not all oils, but some are safe to be used internally. So you see a picture there of the lemon and the water. That can just be done to help support your body's natural detoxification pathways and support your liver. Some can be used to treat things actually in the stomach area. So it's kind of getting the oils in that area where you want to receive them. Some can be taken like a supplement and can either just be, depending on the oil or depending on your preference, just put a drop in your mouth, or you can actually put it in a capsule. You can get little empty capsules, just like a supplement capsule, and put the oil in there. And then doTERRA also makes some of them already done up in a supplement formula if you don't want to mess around with doing that stuff yourself. A lot of the products, or many of the products, such as the sleep formula and the allergy formula and some of the other ones, are already done up the digestive support in a supplement so that you can just take it instead of a different over-the-counter remedy that you might already be taking, which is pretty awesome. So you always, just a little bit more about safety, you always want to be using things as directed. And when you purchase an oils kit from doTERRA, you do receive a really nice information book that has all of the oils and which ways they can be used aromatically, topically, or internally so that you always know. And just when in doubt, use a carrier oil. Some of the oils are hot or caustic and can actually cause some skin sensitivity, so those you would always want to dilute. And that less is more. You really don't need a lot when you have a good quality essential oil. Again, 1 or 2 drops at a time is generally all you need. So again, just a reminder about the grading, right? You definitely want to stay away from synthetic and even food grade essential oils and really go with a high quality brand. Just like with supplements, it makes all the difference. You know exactly what you're getting and you're going to get the results that you desire as well. So why might you want to use essential oils? There's many reasons, but really some of the reasons I started looking into them is that they have been around for literally centuries. So it seems like a newer thing because it's really catching on in North America right now. But essential oils have been used for a very long time historically, and they're completely natural, right? So when we use, say, an over-the-counter remedy, like even something like a Tylenol, that does have to be processed by our liver. And anytime we're using a medication or a prescription or an over-the-counter remedy, there's always potential side effects, okay? So wherever I can make a more natural choice for myself and my family and my clients, then I'm gonna go that way. They are, like I said, much more powerful than herbs. So particularly if you're using them therapeutically or for a specific goal or end result, that's really important. Very easy to use, and they're very, very affordable, which is great. Different oils are different prices depending on the cost involved, obviously, to harvest them. But again, you know, a bottle that's 385 drops, if you're using 1 to 2 drops at a time, they're going to last for a very long time. The bottles are labeled to expire in 5 years because they have to have an expiry date here in Canada. Although honestly, there's no evidence really that they lose potency over time. And even essential oils have even been found in Egyptian tombs that are still potent. But these bottles, you're not gonna be throwing the rest out if you don't use all of it right away. They're gonna last for a really long time. And when you look at cost per drop, they're much, much more affordable than a lot of the painkillers, headache formulas, and other things that you may be using to combat stress and pain. Very, very affordable. So pretty amazing stuff. And now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a few of my favorite specific oils for stress management for different types of stress. Okay, so these are some different ones. So my very first one is my favorite one. So you might have heard me talk about this before. This is wild orange. So comes from the orange, cold pressed from the rind, and it has an amazing smell. It's very, very enjoyable to smell. It's often the first oil I introduce people to because by and large, people really, really enjoy the smell of wild orange, which is really fantastic. And it has a lot of uses. Most essential oils actually have a lot of uses. So I'm just going to touch on a couple for each oil that we talk about. Likely there's many more ways to use that oil, but we're just going to talk specifically about stress and emotional health and things like that today. So with wild orange, it does have that really nice fresh citrus smell, which is really great. But wild orange is amazing for stress, anxiety, nerves. Even though it smells very uplifting, it actually has a very calming effect on the body. So it's wonderful for anyone who has any kind of anxiety, who has any kind of nervousness, anything like that. It's very, very calming. So it has sort of a energizing scent, but does really, really calm the body. So it can be used in the morning. So I often use wild orange to start my day because it just kind of perks me up. But it can actually be used to help promote relaxation and sleep at nighttime because of the calming effect it has on the body. So it can be used all 3 ways, aromatically, so in a diffuser or with the cupping method. It can be used topically and it can be used internally. It can be used neat, which is a way of saying it doesn't need to be diluted with a carrier oil. So you can diffuse this or inhale it. You can also apply it to the soles of your feet at bedtime to help with relaxation and calming, which is really great as well. Soles of the feet are a great way for experiencing certain essential oils for therapeutic benefits. We do this with supplements sometimes too, because the skin there is fairly thin and it's very, very quickly absorbed into the body. So wild orange is a favorite. My kids love it as well, and my little guys have their own heavily diluted wild orange that they can self-administer when they're feeling stressed or anxious or take to school, which is pretty awesome. And a very, very lovely fresh smell. So that is a wonderful oil to have in your collection for sure. The next one is lavender, and this is one that you might be a little bit familiar with. It's obviously really associated with relaxation. So lavender is steam distilled from the flower. And you know what's really interesting is actually a lot of the lavender or lavender scented things on the market are actually synthetic. And I did not realize until I started using doTERRA lavender that I didn't actually know what lavender smelled like. I always found it too perfumey and it gave me a headache. And doTERRA's lavender is not like that at all. It's not overly floral, and it's very, very relaxing and soothing. So really great for bringing you down, for calming, or sleep. Okay, can be used, again, all three ways: aromatically, topically, and internally. It is safe to use neat. That means no dilution. Some ways that you might enjoy it are diffusing it or doing the cupping methods for aromatic, especially if you need a little bit of serenity now, a little bit of calming down. But it's a really, really useful, very powerful for promoting sleep. So again, you can apply some to the soles of your feet at bedtime. Really helps you drift off, or you can diffuse it in your bedroom at nighttime. And you can make some really lovely diffuser blends with lavender as well. So I've been really enjoying lavender and cedarwood for sleeping. And it also blends with all kinds of other oils. There's tons of diffuser blends that you can do with it. It does help support your, if you have allergies, it helps with as a natural antihistamine. And it's really also works really well for skin. So we're talking mostly about stress today, but I'll throw that in there. If you think of that calming effect it has on your body, it can also have on your skin if you have any kind of skin condition that causes redness, like dermatitis, eczema, acne. It can really, really help for settling and calming that down as well. A lot of people really enjoy it in the bath as well. You can combine that with some Epsom salts and have a soak in the tub before you go to bed. That works really well for a lot of my clients who struggle with sleep issues. Epsom salts and lavender have a really good soak and go straight from there into bed. And it can really, really help promote sleep, which is so important for overall health as well as stress management and mood management as well. The next one is peppermint. Very lovely oil with many, many uses, a lot of uses for peppermint. It can be used, again, all three ways: aromatic, topically, and internally. You would want to dilute this if you have sensitive skin or for younger people. It's kind of cool and tingly. It's safe to use neat, but you may find that it has sort of a cool sensation on the skin. And peppermint has so many uses, but it's really amazing for headaches. So this is my go-to remedy for headaches. So if you get tension headaches and stress headaches, peppermint can really provide very, very quick relief for a headache. Like a lot of oils, when you're using them topically, it's extremely intuitive. So you can take a couple drops of your carrier oil and 1 to 2 drops of peppermint, and you can apply it wherever you feel the headache. So for me, they always start here. I get a lot of tension headaches in this area, but it could be your temples or the top of your head. Wherever you feel that headache starting, just rub it in. Just be careful, obviously, of getting it close to your eyes because you don't want that cool tingly sensation in your eyes. But peppermint's really amazing for that. It's also awesome for a little pick-me-up in the afternoon. So if you feel like you can't get through the afternoon without coffee and a pastry or a muffin or a chocolate bar, using some peppermint can really help with focus and give you a little bit of a pep, and you can smell it right out of the bottle, do the cupping method. So pretty awesome just for changing your mood and for focus and clarity and just kind of giving you a little bit of a natural pick-me-up. It's also great for digestive discomfort. So if you have bloating or gas or indigestion, you can take it internally in a little bit of water. Shot glass is great for that. 1 drop in a little bit of water and toss it back. You can also apply it to your abdomen or wherever you have that digestive discomfort. Again, just dilute it and just very intuitively, whether it's your upper abdomen, lower abdomen, or up here for heartburn. It's great with a little bit of lemon for heartburn. That works really well. If you have any kind of digestive discomfort, peppermint is really, really great for that. So that's a really great one to have in your sort of natural home medicine kit, because there are so many uses for peppermint. Now, this is another one of my absolute favorites that I use really, really often, and that is Balance, and that's doTERRA's grounding blend. So this is actually a proprietary blend of different types of essential oils. So it's got some spruce needle, it has some frankincense, a little bit of chamomile, and it's pre-diluted in fractionated coconut oil. That's the one I have right here. And this is a grounding blend, really great for sort of out of control emotions and anxiety, for people who really get caught up in their own head and are thinking way up here all the time, that sort of stress. It really helps ground you and promote a sense of relaxation and tranquility and balance. You can use this for sleep as well. And you can apply it to your pulse points, your wrists, your neck, just like you would with perfume, for a really nice calming, grounding effect. So this is one that I use quite often myself. It's kind of my go-to for a natural perfume because it really does help keep me sort of centered and focused and grounded. It's quite nice in the diffuser as well. It can be used aromatically, can be used topically. So enjoying the aroma or applying it to the pulse points. It does not need to be diluted. It's already pre-diluted in some fractionated coconut oil. Pairs really nicely with wild orange for stress and anxiety. Those two together are a really powerful combination, and they also make a really pleasant diffuser blend as well. So those are a couple that are in high rotation in my house. They're very lovely individually or together, which is really great. And the last oil I'm going to talk to you about today is Deep Blue, which is doTERRA's soothing blend. So again, this is another proprietary blend that's been specifically designed for sore muscles. So if you have physical stress, physical tension, you get sore neck and shoulders from too much computer work or too much phone. If you work out, lift weights, do sports, and you get sore muscles from that, it's fantastic for that. And this is one that you would apply topically. And again, very intuitively, wherever you have the pain is where you apply the oil. It has wintergreen, blue chamomile, a little bit of peppermint. It does have a fair bit of a wintergreen smell. And it comes in a number of formulations. So it comes in an oil, just like all the other ones that you can dilute. So most of the time you would want to be diluting this one with a carrier oil. But it also comes pre-diluted in a roller ball. So our roller bottle, it has a roller ball top on it that you can just rub on wherever sore. And it also comes in a rub. So that's a really easy, simple substitution for something like an A535 or a Bengay or a Voltaren. It's a natural substitution for that. That's just in a tube and it's a cream, and you just apply it wherever you feel the need. And again, this is a really good one to have on hand for any type of muscle soreness. And you just apply it, again, very intuitively. If you have sore feet, sore knees, sore muscles, any kind of tension, it's amazing for that. Also comes in a soft gel formula. If you have any kind of like chronic condition, you can take it preventatively for that as well. So those are 5 of my favorite oils for managing stress in a healthy lifestyle. doTERRA actually has a couple of hundred oils, as well as many other products, including a wonderful supplement line. So obviously doTERRA is known as the essential oils company, but really their best-selling products are actually their supplements. So there's multivitamins and fish oil and digestive support, allergy formula, sleep formula, and they all have the essential oils right in them. There is natural cleaning products like laundry soap and foaming hand wash and cleaning concentrate, and all the personal care products that are very, very clean personal care products, meaning they rate very low in the environmental working group scores based on the ingredients that are in them. So again, just doing everything we can to really lower our toxic load. So there's quite a large number of products. So we're just talking about a few things today, but just letting you know there's a whole world of doTERRA out there as well. So what are some things that you can do to manage stress, feel your best, your healthiest, and your happiest? Obviously, as a nutritionist, I like to see people really eating whole foods as much as possible. Okay, everything doesn't have to be organic all the time, but you know, the more good choices you can make, the better you're going to feel. And it doesn't have to be complicated or expensive or overwhelming. I do have some other resources on my website around that if you need some support there. But just cooking as many of your own meals at home as possible, balancing them with protein, fat, and carbs, and eating whole, fresh foods versus things that come out of a box, that's going to give you an amazing foundation for overall health. Having your essential oils on hand so that when you need them, you have that natural option, natural and effective option to go to. Being committed to your own personal education, just, you know, when we know better, we do better, and learning more about whatever it is that your next goals are, or however it is that you want to feel, you know, and certainly I can help you there as well. And surrounding yourself with those who have similar goals to you is a really, really important part of the puzzle. And that's why I've created a community that I would love for you to be a part of. If you go to healthyhabitscommunity.com or search for Healthy Habits on Facebook, you'll find that. And I would love to have you there as well, because again, it's just all full of real people just trying to do the best they can, making better choices on a day-to-day basis, and really making that a sustainable lifestyle that you can continue. So if all of this sounds really interesting to you and you want to get started using essential oils, obviously that's something that I would love to help you with. There are a number of different ways to purchase. So everything is available for purchase individually retail, but doTERRA has an amazing wholesale customer program. So it's sort of the same idea as Costco. You buy a membership and you receive 25% off retail for a year. So in Canada, it's $42, it's $35 American. And that gives you a 1-year membership where you get 25% off everything you purchase. So if you buy more than a couple of things, that becomes the better value for you. But certainly if you just wanted to try one of the oils, they're available to purchase retail as well. And then there's a number of kits that are done up for you that include a selection of products. So one of my favorites is the Aromatouch Diffused kit, because this one contains so many of the oils that I recommend to most of the people who I'm working with, as well as what you need to start using them. So it contains a 5 ml bottle, which on balance is about 85 to 100 drops of the balance, the grounding blend, lavender, melaleuca, which is also known as tea tree oil, which is great for making your own natural cleaning products, cuts and scrapes, acne, things like that. On Guard, which is the immune boosting formula, the protective blend you can use for coughs and colds. You can use it for good immune health. You can also use it for making your own cleaning products. Aromatouch, which is a massage blend. It's really good for muscle tension. Deep Blue, which is for the soothing blend for muscle pain. Wild Orange, which is my favorite, uplifting yet calming, and as well as the peppermint. But it also gives you a bottle of the fractionated coconut oil for diluting your oils. And it also gives you the petal diffuser so that you can diffuse your oils, which is a really, really wonderful way to experience your oils. And then, like I said, you also get the packet with all the information on your oils and all of the safe ways to use them. So this is a really great value because it also includes your wholesale membership for the year. And it is $150 US, is available to Canada as well. So it's just a really great way to get started with everything that you need. And in Canada, we're free to order from the American warehouse without any duty or expensive international shipping. doTERRA pays all the duties and customs and everything for us. So with not having to pay any tax and the prices being a little bit lower, it works out to actually be about the same. But there's a number of other kits as well, depending on what your personal needs are, what your family's needs are. So please contact me, and I would love to just help you find the best kit for you based on your needs, your family size, your budget. There's all different price points and different kit compositions. The Aromatouch Diffused is just one that I really like, and I find a lot of my clients really like, just because it does give you everything you need to get started and some of those really great stress management oils that we talked about today as well. And when you order something like this, you're not just getting a box of products that show up on your doorstep, okay? So I want to support you in learning more and continuing your education about health and wellness and essential oils. So for anybody who buys any kind of starter kit, I do provide a private consultation. It's a half-hour call where we hop online and I help design a wellness protocol to help you use your oils depending on what your personal health goals and objectives are. So whatever it is that you want to learn about, I'll help you put together some ways to use your oils to help you get there. We also have a private members section on our website where there's ebooks and all kinds of information. So tons and tons of resources for you to get started, as well as a private Facebook community where you can ask questions, myself and other nutritionists, and share ideas with other people. So all of that's included, your usage guide, your 30-minute wellness consult, all kinds of recipes and ebooks, community support. If you wanted samples of oils that weren't in your kit, I can definitely help you out with that as well. So just to give you everything that you need to reach your goals, because that's what my job is here. So I really thank you for joining me today. I appreciate your time. I know we're all very busy, so I do appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your day today. And I would love to connect with you further. I'm happy to have a quick chat with you to make personal recommendations or to help you enroll. You can contact me at miranda@propelwellness.ca. You can connect with me on Facebook. If you came to me from my email list, you can get in touch with me that way, whatever works for you. I just want to remind you, I really, really love this quote from Danielle Laporte, that self-care is a divine responsibility. And I know myself, as a mother especially, but I know a lot of my clients feel the same way, is that it feels sometimes we feel a little guilty or feels a little selfish to take care of ourselves. I don't know if you ever feel that way, but really self-care is such an important part of a wellness protocol. So nutrition is important and lifestyle is important and all of these things, but making that clear to yourself and people around you that I'm worth investing in, I'm worth taking time for, I'm worth taking care of, is so, so powerful. And it can be a challenging thing to come around to or to learn, but I'll tell you, when we take care of ourselves, we are in a much better position to then take care of the people around us, whether that's our kids, our spouse, our parents, other family and friends. When we are looking after us, we're better able to help support those of us around us who need us. And I feel as a parent too that it's important modeling to show that I'm worth taking care of, because I want my daughter and my kids to feel like they are worth taking care of, because they are, right? So I just want you to take that to heart. If you follow me on Facebook, you might have seen me post this before. And I'll tell you, it's not just some pretty words on a nice little picture there. It's something that I feel really, really strongly about. So I'm really glad that you invested in yourself today to take some time to learn. And I would love to connect with you further. So please reach out, and thank you very much for being here.